this lesson, we'll start the reducer assembly. We'll add the worm drive, housing, and cover. We'll create a new subassembly directly in the reducer assembly, add local parts and edit them. Create a new assembly document. Enter the name, reducer, enter the designation, confirm, and save the model. Insert the layout geometry into the assembly. Use the Add Layout Geometry from File command for this. For a while, hide the layout geometry. To do this, turn on the Hide All the Auxiliary Objects option in the Quick Access bar. Add the first component from a file. Select the worm drive assembly. Select the by matings placement method. Unfix. Display the additional tree. Open the layout geometry and select its origin. In the Model Source window, select the origin of the worm drive. Click Object Coincidence. Confirm. In the same way, add the housing. Use the plus button to select another source file. Its origin will coincide with the assembly origin. And the cover. Create a new assembly directly in the current model. Start the Create Assembly command. Enter the name, Oil Level window. Enter the designation. Save the new assembly. KOMPAS-3D automatically switches to the context editing mode of the assembly we've just created. You can see the mode icon at the upper right corner. The tab header and the new component name in the tree are orange, which also indicates the context editing mode. All the other model objects have changed their color and are unavailable for editing, but you can use them for designing the current component. Let's create a local part in the current assembly. It's a component that is saved inside the assembly document. Don't leave the context editing mode. Start the Create Local Part command. The part name will be Seal. The designation. Confirm. Agree to save the component. KOMPAS-3D switches to the context editing mode of the seal. Note that its name is orange in the tree. Let's create a new sketch using an edge. In this case, the new sketch will lie on the plane that is normal to the selected edge. Select the window edge and click Sketch. In the Parameters panel, enter 50 in the % of curve length field to place the sketch plane at the edge midpoint. Confirm. Start the AutoLine command. The first segment connects the midpoints of the edges. Create segments approximately like this. Hold down the Shift key to create orthogonal segments. Start the Element by Path command. The sketch is a section. Select the edges of the window to specify the path. Confirm. Click the mode icon to exit the editing mode of the local part. In KOMPAS-3D version 24, we've added the possibility to edit local parts in a separate window. Click on the seal local part in the tree and start the Edit Component in Window command. In the local part editing mode, you can do almost everything that you can do with an ordinary part, except the commands for creating a drawing. All changes to a local part are immediately transferred to the assembly in which this local part was opened for editing. Edit the seal sketch. Add dimensions and constraints to fully define the sketch. Exit sketch mode. Create fillets for all edges of the seal. The radius is 0.2. Exit the local part editing mode. Note that the file save request has not appeared because a local part is saved inside the model file where it was created. Next, edit the oil level window in place. Start the Add Local Part from File command. Open the glass file. Select the by matings placement method. Select the lower face of the glass and the lower face of the seal. Click Coincidence. Repeat for the side faces. And the last coincidence for the back flat face of the window and the seal face. Confirm and stop the command. You can view all elements of a local part if you start the Show Composition command from the Local Part context menu. Let's hide the components. Exit the editing mode and click Yes to save the component. Now we'll create a mirror copy of the oil level window assembly. Start the Mirroring of Components command. Select the ZY plane and the component. Click to confirm. In the Component Mirroring Parameters window, select the Symmetric Component Placement method of insertion. In this case, the mirrored component behaves like the original component added to the assembly in the usual way. So all changes to the original model are applied to its mirrored copies inserted using the Symmetric Component Placement method. Click OK. Save the assembly.